So remember what I said in the last video. A lot of this is therapy, very much needed therapy. But really what the last video and what this whole thing is me living in my truth, you know? I really don't know what that exactly is. I don't think it's been done before because I can't really find anybody to look up to per se, or specifically. But I figured that it's cool to be a trailblazer, you know? That's cool until I could see otherwise. But when I look online for a lot of the music related podcasters, interviewers, and whatnot, I very rarely find any of them that hold any of my qualities, you know? So I see a lot that, they might have managed artists. I see a lot that were artists. But I haven't seen too many that have managed artists, but then also been on stage themselves, or managed artists and songwriters and been on stage and wrote very successful songs themselves, or managed artists, been on stage, wrote successful songs, and engineered. I did all of those pretty significantly, and I feel like my perspective could be very much appreciated. Um, this all ties together, especially into songwriting and being an artist and whatnot. So a lot of this and a lot of the people that I expect to watch are creatives who can appreciate themselves. Because oftentimes when we first start listening to music or we first start getting into music, we emulate what we hear. So we hear a song and it touches a part of us and we try to replicate that. But in reality, we ignore all the different traits that actually makes us very, very unique. So what makes us unique is what makes us special, and these are the things that people want to hear about. You reach actually a way grander, wider audience the more you tap into exactly what makes you special. So I feel like this is taking a step out to practice what I preach. I tell people this all the time. If you've been in studio with me, I tell people to just be themselves, be unique, be open. So like I said, me having a sports mindset background, I look at everything with this I take a very sports approach, an athletic approach to things, and I applied to music. So I figured in doing this, I would be able to reach out and develop a lot of people. A lot of people reach out to me for development after what they see with Valise, and they say, "Hey, when you want to get into artists, whatever." And it's very tough to there's only so many hours in a day. You sleep so many, you work so many, and then the time and effort that it took to make a Valise or anybody else at that matter, it's very daunting. A long time ago, I was working with somebody and I asked them to manage me. I was like, "Hey, this is me as an artist." I asked him to manage me. I was like, "Hey, you think I'm easy to manage?" But he was like, "Hey, man, I don't have the time." At the time, I would hear that a lot, and I think like, you don't have the time, like, that's just not interest. But in reality, it never hit me so much as it has now, where we really don't have the time. There's really no time. So I'm basically using this platform, using these tools to be able to reach many people at once. So what I would like, as a step one, is all the artists, all the creatives, when I post this on my Car Club Music channel, essentially you would ask me questions. So ask me questions in the comments of this video, and for anything in your artist journey, anything whatsoever, any part of it, anything in your creative journey, forget the artist, your creative journey in general, ask me any question whatsoever and I'll respond to it, in videos or whatnot. So we're figuring this out. We'll figure out what becomes smooth, but at the end of the day, taking the first step is the most important thing. So yeah, I would love to work with plenty more people and develop people as a collective. That's actually what the whole meaning behind the name Car Club is. I was raised with no parents, so my vision of family is different than many others. So obviously, a club is a uniting of people. So that's where Car Club came from. Car Club, and it plays on car, obviously. But I actually would like to get back into that and be able to speak to more people who are interested. I'm not concerned about views. One thing about views, I might need to make a video about it all by itself. But some people, they upload something expecting to reach millions of people, but in reality, like let's say I'm trying to work with the next Michael Jackson, that's only gonna be 2 people. So if I get 2 views and both of those people say, "Hey, my goal is to be the next Michael Jackson," then I'm doing an excellent job. An excellent job. When it comes to Valise, you know, the goal is we model everything after Taylor Swift. How do we make Valise the number one artist in the world? So she also has that mindset as well. So it's a lot easier to work towards that goal. So anybody who would like my help in regards to the music, you know, they must have a very high goal for themselves, you know, in order for me to want to be a part of it. Because, you know, just like sports, like I said, bringing it right back to sports, like everything I said, um, you don't get on the field to, you don't enter into a season to not be a championship team. You don't say, hey, if we make the playoffs. No, like, usually say, hey, we want to, even on the worst teams that I played for, we wanted to be champions, you know? And we had the most fun because, you know, it was great. So, so please ask me questions in the comments about any part of your artist journey, and I'll respond to them in videos. And we're gonna make this thing work, and we're gonna make something very special of this. Appreciate y'all.